I'm not hiding, I'm just waiting for my dog to come back in, because when the dog wants to go out, the dog has to go out then. It was a bad connection earlier. I didn't actually stop the video, it just wouldn't restart, it just went off, and I tried to connect again, and after about 10-15 minutes I was just like, do you know what, I keep looking at it to see if it's connected, it's distracting me, I've got to work, I need to get through this work so I can go home. So I just was like, I gave up basically. So I'm home just, and I'm gonna get changed. I've got to, don't you just love getting bills? I've got to get started on that work. That's going to take me about 20 to 22 hours, which technically, I'm trying to not fall the step, not got like that enough time between now and Monday, but somehow I've got to put it out the bag as well as do everything else that I need to do. I'm already worn out. I wish I had a stand for this because, well, not that I'm going to be able to talk for long, but it would make my life a little bit easier if I did. I'm struggling to walk, honestly. I've not been drinking. Oh, it's nice and warm in here. It was actually quite cold, but now I'm not. Where am I going to put this? Let's see if I can stand it. You're not going to be able to see me, but for a little while, but if you can hear me, it's better than nothing. So I'm literally not allowing myself to sit down until I'm actually sat at the computer working, because if I sit down, I think we all know what will happen if I sit down right now. The work won't get done, obviously. How do you decide when to wash something? I'm literally sniffing the armpits of what I just took off. That cardigan that I had on. I can smell the deodorant. I hope it doesn't smell of sweat as well, because I'm about to put the washer on. And I'm hoping I can wear it to an appointment that I'm going to tomorrow. And I can't say what the appointment is yet. Ignore me, I'm trying to get something to put on. But it should be an interesting appointment. Well, it's going to be interesting. It's something different anyway. And that's all I've got to say. And then when I leave there, I'm going to be there for 2 hours. I've got to go to where I would normally be at work tomorrow, but I swapped days so I could do what they needed to do today. So I'll be going there because I've got to go in and give them an answer about something that I got told today, which I'm not happy about. I'm basically in a roundabout way being penalised for having a month off. So that's all I can say right this minute. But basically that's what it boils down to, because that's all they're going on about, that I took a month off ill. I think when you're ill and you're generally ill, you don't get sick notes. I think, well, probably some people can get sick notes for no reason, but I'm not one of those people that does that. But anyway, why is it bad connection again? I'm not going to talk for a mega long time because there's a video going up at 6 anyway, so you can have too much of one thing and possibly you will have too much of me tomorrow. What am I looking for? Does anyone know what I'm looking for? Ooh, what's that? Oh, I'm going to put that on instead of what I picked up to put on. So I don't know what else to say really, because It's been a stressful day. I've been so busy with work, and it's been a difficult day as well for a few reasons. It's not even the day's over yet. I'm talking like the day's over. And God, it's not over. I've got so much to do between now and bedtime, and then I've got to get up about 6:10 at the latest, and then wash my hair and do all the routine and leave earlier than I do from where I normally go on a Friday morning. This is so annoying. I've got so much to do tonight. I don't know how it's going to get done. Got to put some washing on. Got to decide what I'm wearing tomorrow. I need 2 different outfits for tomorrow for 2 different things. So now I've got to wash one of the things I had on today. Then I need to decide what I'm going to wear with it. And then when I come home, I've got to change. I've got to do some work. Then I'm going somewhere else. No wonder I'm stressed. I'm back, everyone. Just washing my hands. Oh, it's one of those days today. Like I don't know what I wish anymore. I'm just so drained in a lot of ways, and everything seems never ending at the moment. I've got a pile of things I have to get done, and it's just like, I just feel like it's not gonna get done. And the stuff that needs to, I'm knocking things everywhere and I'm not picking that up. I've just, well, seeing as I've got both hands, I'm really busy right now. Just really, really, like, I don't know, stressed out a lot. I wish I'd put on that thing that I got out because it's warmer than this. Oh yeah, I've got to get the washer on. I've got to get a drink. Got to get working again. This is going to be the work day that never ended. I've got a feeling that's what it's going to be. And I can only work for a certain amount of time because I've got other things that I need to do to prepare for tomorrow. Anyone else want my life? Because you're welcome to it. It's not easy. It's hard. It's difficult. I'm broke even though it's payday. Don't you just love it? It's payday and like I'm practically destitute. I'm gonna put it here for a minute. I'm gonna make I can normally get this to balance and I can't balance it. Why can't it's gonna fall. I know it's gonna fall. The way my day's going, it's gonna fall. You know, carrying money, coins and tablets around in the same thing is a really bad idea because all my cash is covered in broken up loose tablets and I don't know why I've got all these loose tablets in here because I don't know what half of them are. So every time I go to get a coin out, or more than one coin depending on what I need, I've got all these loose tablets in. Like I've got little tiny ones. Oh, they're codeine, aren't they? They're codeine. I'm going to keep them. I hope they're codeine because I'm going to take them like they're codeine. Are they codeine? Because all the stamps are like, they normally have stamps on them, don't they? But because they're breaking up a bit, they don't. So I could be there thinking they're codeine. And it could be anything. Then I've got one this size. I don't know what the hell that is. I've got another one that size and various broken ones, and then go to those little ones. I think, based on what I've had, I'm thinking they're codeine. So I need to put them in something else because I'm just carrying them around in my coin purse. I've just thrown the bigger ones out, but I think these little ones are potentially codeine. I can't think if I've had anything else off the doctor. I think they're codeine, so I can take them in a hurry, in an emergency. I think I'm going to treat them as codeine. They can go back in because they're tiny. Put my money back where I normally keep it. Otherwise I'll go out without money and then I'll need it, which seems to happen. I'm going to make a woman. Oh, I give up. I can't even speak anymore. Lemon, honey and ginger in hot water. I actually need to get some more ginger. because I'm getting a bit of a sore throat again. So hopefully this will stop it or help. I feel like I'm constantly drinking this at the moment, but it seems to work unless I'm just imagining it working. I might have a cup of chai tea as well. My honey's getting low, so it's taking ages. I normally have my hookah. I can't speak today. What is wrong with me? I can't speak. Manuka honey. Because it's better for you. I'm going to have to get some anyway soon, so I'll get some Manuka honey, I think. I've still got one of these half drunk from this morning because I just ran out of time. I've got nothing to say, so I'm just quite... Oh, might as well open my bill whilst I wait for the kettle. Payday, there you get a bill. Lovely. So I think it's the only actual physical bill that I get. I don't know why. Whatever. I'm never gonna have any money. Oh well. That's the honey, lemon and ginger done. Now I'm going to make a chai tea. I got this cup ages ago and I didn't use it until the other day when I'd run out of cups. I get distracted by shiny things. Very true. It's true. It is actually true. See, I don't take myself too seriously because I can admit to things like that. Isn't it funny, like my next door neighbours, the man drives a white car and the woman drives a black car. Normally, it's the other way around. Like females normally want white cars and the men normally want black cars. But opposite way around next door. I'm only saying that because I just saw him come home. It just reminded me. And I'm trying to think of things to say because I'm not in the most conversationalist mood. I'm just stressed about how much I'm going to get done tonight. and how much we've got to do tomorrow, and what time I've got to get up tomorrow, and Saturday and Sunday, and then it's Monday again. Yeah. I need to do my to-do list in a minute of what has to be done tonight. Like, no options, has to be done. And then I need to prioritise and get doing them. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed at the moment. It's too much to do, too much stress, and yeah, got really stressed out, and I actually got upset at work today because it's like I've been put in an impossible situation. Well, one thing happened was that I can talk about was there's this new member of staff, and like part of my job I had to contact her and talk about some aspects of the job and talk about things that I needed and options and stuff, and she agreed to one of the things. So I set this thing up, and then after I'd set it up, she sends this email that I didn't read for about... I clicked yes to the read receipt because I had the email open in the background of my other work, and it came on top of my other work, which I don't think it's ever done that before. So I clicked yes to the read receipt, didn't see who sent this email, and then I carried on working. Then other staff came in and I was talking to the other staff and sorting things out. Then I read this email and the basically was like, I don't want this thing now, and I'm like sat there like, I've set it up and it's like it costs money, which obviously she's going to pay for, and she agreed to. So I was like, that's now going to have a cancellation fee. I didn't reply this, so I spoke to my manager, and she's like, well, she's going to have to either keep what it is or pay the cancellation fee because she agreed to it. And then I spoke to two of my colleagues, and one of them weren't happy with me because I'd set it up so fast. But I always set everything up straight away, especially because it's end of month, it's so busy. I didn't have time to do it any other time, and I needed to set it up to do what I needed to do with the rest of the stuff that I was doing. So I basically replied back saying I set it up straight away because you'd asked me to, and that it now could potentially occur a cancellation cost, and then other stuff I put on which I can't talk about. So then I left work and I go in today, and she's replied back, and she's like CC'd in my work colleague who she seems to think's my boss, but I'm actually above her, but for some reason she thinks she's my boss and she's not. So I was like, I went to her and I was like, she's basically called me a liar in this email, saying that she didn't agree to this thing to set it up, and that she wasn't even aware of this thing. And I said in the original email I sent her, which I forwarded to her, my work colleague, that obviously I said that you need this thing to work here basically, and she was like, well, you did. I said, look, I'm not happy that like she's called me a liar. I'm not going to work here if people are like insulting my integrity, because obviously you've got to build up your reputation where you work, and I've built up a reputation of being brutally honest. I've been told I'm a bit too honest at times, but I'd rather be too honest than, you know, like not honest at all. So I said I'm not happy. Whereas my man, like I said her name, where is she? Like they didn't know if she was upstairs or if she was out, and it turns out she was out. And I said, look, I don't even feel like starting my work today because I'm not happy at this person calling me a liar. So I just went back and sat down and started my work. And my manager come in, and the person that I work with went, I think Melanie wants to speak to you. So I went in and I said, can we talk in private? So I went upstairs with her and we had a chat, and she said, well, I know you're not lying. She said, I know you don't lie. She said, like, I confronted you with something that you said about me once and you admitted it. And I said, yeah, because if I've said it, I'm not going to say the other person's lying because I've said it. She said, well, I don't think you're lying. She said, obviously you've done what she said. And she said, like, don't worry about it. Like, I don't think she's going to be working here after this wage day because I just get that opinion. I said, well, I want you to speak to her about calling me a liar, because obviously that's a serious allegation. She's saying that like she didn't agree to this when I wouldn't have set it up. I said everyone else I've set it up for, there's been absolutely no problems, and she comes along and like she was fine with it, and then apparently she spoke to her husband, and it's her husband because she's mentioned her husband, and like as my manager said, we don't deal with husbands, and we don't do because there was a girl working for us, and her mum kept ringing up and like shouting at staff members on the phone, and she no longer works there, and that's one of the reasons why. But you can't just go around accusing, like basically calling staff members liars who actually have a reputation of being brutally honest. And I'm like, I'm not happy. And then later on, the owner, he came in, and I was like telling him, and he basically asked me the whole story and got me to print out the emails, and he's going to get her in to talk to her because obviously she's told me to do something, I've done it. Now she's saying that conversation didn't happen, but there's phone records to say it did happen, and you know, they know from experience I wouldn't just go and do that, because you know, there's people I've had to chase down for weeks and weeks to get them to say yes or no to this thing. I wouldn't just set it up because the company pays for it first and foremost, and then we take a monthly deduction out of their wage as agreed, and they sign an agreement to that. So this is the only one out of about 20 of this particular thing that I've set up there's ever been a problem, and he's going to get her in and speak to her, because you can't, you know, she's calling me a liar, and I said, look, I'm happy to walk out of this job because I'm not having her paint me in a bad light. I said, I've always, as soon as someone said it yes, I've done it straight away, because I'm so busy some days that if I don't do it, it could be days before I can get round to doing it, and I'm not doing my job if I don't do it straight away. So I'm going to see what happens, but I'm not happy at being called a liar. And she didn't say she's lying, she just said, you never asked my permission, I never agreed to it. But it was the first thing she brought up, and she actually rung me about it. So that was my first thing to deal with of the day. And the last thing, well, one of the last things, but I said to him, like, I'm not happy because, you know, personally from having conversations with me and things we've discussed, I'm not a liar, and I'm not having you, like her, call me a liar. And I've not even met this staff member yet because she's very difficult regarding when she comes in. She's never seems to be available to come in, but they seem to think she's probably going to stop working there, not because she's getting sacked, but by choice, and how she worded an email that she sent about her wages today. So yeah, I weren't happy. Like I said to my manager, like, I don't care if people want to call me names, but you can call me whatever you want, but you're not calling me a liar, because I've not lied and I'm not lying. And she said, I understand. She said, and I don't doubt you for 1 minute, which was actually nice to hear. But you know, can you imagine if they did doubt me, what sort of position that would put me in? Because as a manager, I've got all these responsibilities, and I'm like got a lot to do, especially the last week of the month. Like today was crazy. I was doing like 6-7 things at once today, and I managed to get it all done on time. And there was this moment when I looked at the clock thinking it was an hour later, and I had to ask my manager who was sat next to me, I'm like, is it really only 11 o'clock? Because I feel like I've done about 8 hours work, because that's how hectic it was today. And it was so busy in the office. But yeah, that was like the thing that started me off today. I was just like, I don't have time for this, and I'm not being called a liar. I'm honestly, no, because I went and spoke to 2 of my colleagues, and I'm like, have you ever known me to lie, or to lie about another staff member? And they're like, no. I said, you don't need to say that because I'm asking you. They went, no, you've never lied. You've always been open and honest about things. Like if you've like said anything about anyone, and like when you got confronted about saying something about the manager, you were like, yeah. And she actually respects the fact that I actually said, yeah, I did say that. I always say, if you're willing to say it behind the back, you should say it to the face. And I actually said that, look, I did say that. It weren't anything bad. It was basically, I just said that every time she gets a message off staff, she goes and reads it out. And I said sometimes I think it's a little bit inappropriate to read it out. And that's what I said. I don't think that was really bad, but I did at that point think some of the things she'd read out were a little bit like, you shouldn't be telling all the staff in the office that. And I said, yeah, I did say that. Because I did. I'm not going to say, no, I didn't. And only one person had, I'd said it to one person, no one else had heard it, and I could have easily said, no. But I'm not lying, I'm just going to yeah, I did say it. But she knows me, she knows I just say whatever I think. Anyway, I can't afford to really stand around chatting. But that did actually get to me today. I've got this for my evening meal, and because it was like that in the carrier bag in my car, it's all squashed down there. It's beef Chianti with rosemary potatoes, slow cooked beef in a rich glossy sauce made with full bodied Chianti. That's like a red wine. I think it's, yeah, it's an expensive red wine. Doesn't Hannibal like to drink it? Made with fresh cherry tomatoes. 20 to 25 minutes. How did you cook it? That's weird. You've got to take the potatoes out and put it on the tray, but leave the meat in the container. That's a weird one. So that's my day. But I won't have someone call me a liar. So we'll have to see what she says. Some people don't like confrontation, so she might think they've automatically took my side and quit. And they don't actually take sides there, but they do have opinions on people, and if, well, basically they've told me to believe me anyway, so. But I'm definitely not having her calling me a liar, because she did tell me to set it up, and luckily I've managed to cancel it without a cost because of how quickly I did it. If she would have took longer to reply, it would have cost money. Oh god, this smells good. It's weird that you have to take it out of the tray but leave the meat in. That's just weird. But I'm gonna go because you're gonna get another video of me in 15 minutes, and I'm just talking for the sake of talking. This chai tea is so good. Minutes to my washing's done. Oh my god, I've been talking for way too long. I'm sure that said 11 minutes. No, it says 3 minutes. I'll talk till that's finished, then I'm going to put it out. Some in the dryer. Some on the radiator. Depending on what it is, I'm not just like being random. These are better than Bounce. They're actually, oh god, they smell good. They actually feel moist. I don't know if they're meant to be moist. I don't know if they are moist. I think it's just the feel of the fabric. But I like them, and they're £1. I think Bounce is like £3.40 or £3.50 or something. But I only got these because they don't have Bounce in Tesco, and I've been using these ever since. This is like the 3rd box. It makes my fingers smell nice. Must remember not to put the fingers in my mouth. Can't wait to go to bed. It's just I know what time I've got to get up, and I know I'm going somewhere totally out of my comfort zone, but you never know, something good might come out of it. Probably won't, but we'll see. I feel like it's at least 2 minutes over. I'm honestly so tired as well. I feel like I want to go shop again, but I don't know what for. I thought I hadn't put the oven on then. Do you know, I did that the other week. I put the oven on, but I didn't turn the temperature on. So I came expecting my food to be ready, and I'm like, why is it cold? It's because I hadn't put the temperature on. I've only ever done that once before. It's not a regular thing. I'm not totally cracking up, even though I seem to lose the ability to speak a few times today. But I'm just stressed out, and I think that's why I filmed this and like managed to carry on talking all this time. When really I should be doing one of the 9 million things I've got to do. No wonder they're not going to get done. I feel a bit lightheaded now. I shouldn't have watched that. Because I do keep getting lightheaded at the moment, but that's to do with my illness. Because it's making me worse. It just seems to be a long time that it takes to like get to the stage that I want it to get. I honestly thought when I made the decision not to treat it the way it needs treating, that I'd go downhill rapidly. And it's not the case. Like, I'm severely ill all the time, but it's not doing what I wanted it to do as fast. I'm having to put up with loads of other things and more things, but it's just like, it's never getting to the end. I need to send this video, I just totally forgot. There's a video due up in 5 minutes anyway, so bye everyone.